In this demonstration, we will show you how to create a FICO Application Studio module simply by integrating with an existing optimization modeler component deployed within the Decision Management platform. We will use the campaign conversion model as the example. For this example, we assume that you have created a DMP solution containing only the configured FICO optimization modeler component. Each DMP component has a contextual drop-down menu that contains different commands for managing the components. For this demonstration, just click on the View Links command, which contains the endpoints we'll use to access the component, and copy the SOAP endpoint link used later to create a web reference. You also need to get the security information required to access the solution, specifically the client ID and the associated security key. This information is needed for authentication purposes to access the SOAP endpoint that we copied earlier. After creating a new eSpace module in FICO Application Studio Designer, you need to add a new web reference with the previously copied SOAP endpoint. Once you have the web reference, you can create pages and forms that can interact with the DMP component. Since the WSDL file from Optimization Modeler only provides the generic signature to integrate with the component, you will need to define the specific structure in the FICO Application Studio to execute the optimization model. This structure information should be provided in the FICO Optimization Modeler description. For this demo, we'll add a form for the input values, which will be the total budget to be considered and the different channels parameterization in terms of unit cost and capacity. Since these input values are to be included as list records in the component request, you should save these values in local variables. Another alternative would be to save them into specific entities. You should also create a button to submit the values. You'll also need a form to hold the values which are returned by the component. This is a generic approach applied to all DMP components. The outcome of the optimization service will be saved in a local variable with the results structure type. Once the page is structured the way you want, you can add the logic to interact with the DMP component. Start by adding authentication and use the security values provided by the DMP solution. Next, you should prepare the information gathered in the screen input fields to build the request to be sent over to the DMP component. For this demo, we had to build two lists: the generic model parameter list, which is used to pass to the budget, and the component-specific channels list, which is passed to the channels parameterization. For this demo, we used only local variables to temporarily save the values, which is a good approach when there is no need to save the values in the database. After the request object is built, we need to convert it to XML, since the input request of the execute method from the DMP component is of type string. This can be achieved by having a local variable which has exactly the same structure as the required XML. Now the request can be sent to the DMP component using the execute action. After calling the execute action, the optimization modeler requests for model execution. Since model execution can take some time, depending on the model complexity, the outcome cannot be retrieved quickly. That said, the process should include a model execution status check, as well as some exception handling code, as you see in this demonstration. After the model has executed successfully, you can retrieve the model results by calling the getResultAsString action. The result string should be an XML structure already known by the Application Studio. As such, the result string should be translated from string to the associated XML schema and mapped to the FICO Application Studio structure. Once you've completed your page, you can publish the eSpace module and access the web page from a browser. Now we'll enter the desired input fields. Click the Optimize button to submit it to the component. We'll then see the output values retrieved by the component in the form we defined. You can add more complex views to your page in order to have a more user-friendly web page. Just take advantage of the FICO Application Studio capabilities and include the same output data with the other forms. As you can see here, we included some charts so that the end user can easily see some important results.